Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, are you coming to visit Pattaya soon? Maybe you've already booked your flights, accommodation, and you're ready for some fun in the sun. Well, before you do, go ahead and enjoy the beautiful beaches, the incredible food, the amazing bars, and the nightlife. There are 5 scams you need to know about here in Pattaya that could end up costing you lots of money, or even worse. So if you want to avoid being scammed this holiday, then make sure to watch this video all the way to the end. And hey, this is a channel that brings you the most up-to-date news, information, and stories from the streets of Pattaya, Thailand. So if you like this kind of content, please hit the like button below. And if you really like what you see, then subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out any of our future uploads. So first, let's talk about one of the most popular tourist activities here in Pattaya, jet skiing. Most tourists love to come down to the beach and rent a jet ski for an hour or two and tear up the waves. But be careful, because there are some shady operators who will try to scam you. One minute you're tearing up the waves and having the time of your life, and the next, you're repaying a hefty fee to repair the damage you never even saw. Now, how does it work? Well, usually it goes like this. You rent a jet ski for an hour, maybe you take it around the bay, go past all the floating restaurants, and just have an absolute blast. Then when you return the jet ski, the owner starts inspecting it for any damages and suddenly finds some that weren't there when you rented it. Now, these could be tiny scratches, chips, or anything else they can find, and they'll claim that you caused them. And even though you know you didn't, you have no choice but to pay the price, which is usually around $300. If you refuse, well, you might find yourself in a bit of trouble with the police who are usually waiting around nearby. So how do you avoid this scam? Simple. Before you even get on the jet ski, be sure to inspect it thoroughly and look for any existing damage. Take photos, and even better video, especially of the areas that are commonly damaged, like the handles, mirrors, and anything else you can think of. This way you'll have evidence if any disputes arise. Trust me, it's happened to many tourists before and it can happen again. So be smart and stay ahead of these jet ski scams. Okay, moving on to no. 2, we have the classic bar bill inflation. Now, this is another one of the most common scams targeting tourists in Pattaya, and it's actually pretty sneaky. One minute you're enjoying a few drinks with your friends, laughing and having a good time, and the next you're staring at a bill that's double what you expected. How does this happen? Well, usually it happens at those bars where the ladyboys perform. It's pretty simple. You sit down at the bar, buy a few beers, and enjoy the show. But when the bill comes, you'll notice that it includes drinks you didn't order and other charges that seem pretty random. For example, you may see charges for things like table minimums, special drinks for the ladyboys, or even drinks you didn't order at all. And trust me, they can get pretty creative with their charges. What makes it worse is that the total can be inflated by quite a bit. So instead of expecting a bill for $50, you may end up paying $100 or more. So how can you avoid this scam? Well, the best way is to ask for the prices before you sit down. That way you'll know exactly what to expect and won't be surprised by any hidden charges. Also, be sure to confirm the price of any special drinks you order, including the infamous lady drinks. Make sure you know exactly what you're getting into and be afraid to speak up if you see anything that doesn't seem right. Now on to the 3rd scam, which is the motorbike theft setup. Now this is a pretty unfortunate scam that's been targeting tourists for years, and it's actually really sneaky. So how does it work? Well, usually it starts with you renting a motorbike. It's convenient, and it lets you explore the city at your own pace. Drive around Pattaya, go to the floating market, and enjoy the freedom that comes with having your own set of wheels. But then when you park it overnight, maybe at your hotel or your Airbnb, you come back and it's gone. And not just gone, like somebody stole it. And that's where the scam comes in. Because sometimes the thieves aren't strangers. It's the owners themselves who have the spare key. And they simply took your bike when you left it unlocked. Now, why would they do this? Well, it's all about insurance and commissions. The owners often have connections with the police or other people who can sell the bike parts for a profit. And as for you, well, you end up with no way to get around and no way to get your money back. So how can you avoid this scam? Well, first, always remember to use your own lock whenever you park your bike, no matter where you are. Second, be sure to check online reviews before renting a bike. If you see any complaints about bikes being stolen or taken, it's probably best to steer clear of that rental shop. Finally, consider using a reputable rental company. It might cost a little bit more, but it's definitely worth it to avoid any potential headaches down the road. Alright, moving on to the fourth scam. We have the currency exchange trick. Now, this is a pretty common scam that targets tourists who need to exchange money. Maybe you just arrived in Thailand and need to convert your US dollars to Thai baht. You find a small booth on the street or in the airport and exchange your cash. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Well, not exactly. See, there are some exchange booths that will try to trick you by giving you less money than you should get. Or they may count your cash quickly so you don't notice that they're cheating you. Basically, they do whatever they can to get away with giving you as little money as possible. So how do you avoid this scam? Well, it's simple. Just stick to using banks or digital exchange apps to convert your money. There are plenty of ATMs and exchange counters in the airport that offer competitive rates and are trustworthy. And when it comes to the digital exchange apps, they're super easy to use and often give you the best rates. Plus, you can exchange your money anywhere, anytime, without having to worry about being scammed. Finally, let's talk about the fifth scam, which is the bar girl emotional trap. Now, this is a pretty heartbreaking scam that's been going around for quite some time. It preys on the kindness and compassion of tourists. Usually it starts innocently enough. You meet someone at a bar or a club, maybe through a mutual friend, and everything seems fine. She's friendly, fun, and just a pleasure to be around. But after a few weeks of hanging out, things start to change. She becomes overly affectionate and starts calling you darling, sweetheart, or even husband, even though you never agreed to any of this. And then suddenly, she has a crisis. Maybe her mom is sick, her brother needs money for school, or she has rent to pay, and she turns to you for help. Being the nice guy that you are, you want to help her out. So you give her some money, and everything seems fine. Then it happens again and again and again. Every time you turn around, she has another problem that needs solving and another excuse to ask for more money. So how do you avoid this scam? Well, it's simple. If it feels too good to be true, it probably is. If you meet someone who's overly friendly and affectionate, be cautious. Don't let your guard down, and don't give out any personal information or financial details. And if they start asking for money, be firm and say no. Trust me, it's better to be safe than sorry. Now, overall, Pattaya is a beautiful place with stunning beaches, delicious food, and amazing people. But like any city, there are some scams and scams targeting tourists. So it's important to be aware and stay alert. Don't let these scams ruin your trip. So that's it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please hit the like button below. And if you love it, then subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of our future uploads. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.